Hello and welcome to video 4 of Randall's log. I'm not in the office. I will later on in the video. You'll see me in the office. I'm actually out and about. My mom and my aunt wanted to go to this Oriental food store. So the one over by our house, the small one, closed down. So drove out over here. I'm actually about to walk over into Sound Exchange. Maybe I'll find a new soundtrack to get. So, to be continued. And here I am back at the office. Trip went good. My mom found some stuff at the Oriental Market. And I did find some soundtracks. I found some stuff at Sound Exchange. I will show you that here in a few minutes. Very important. I have to mention it before I forget. Today's date, which is Wednesday, January 4th, 2017. For some reason, I forgot to mention that in the intro of the video. That's because I'm not used to doing the intro in a parking lot, in a car. I just wanted to try something different, something new, and still working things out. It was really weird doing it at first because I was trying to find like the right angle, and of course, as I'm recording it, I'm holding the iPod. But there was a car next to me. I didn't think anybody was in the car. The windows were pretty tinted dark. And so like the iPod was kind of facing the car, and all of a sudden I see the car moving, and I'm like, oh crap. And it looked like there was a lady, a girl in there, and it got me thinking, like, is she kind of like taking off because she thought maybe I was trying to record her or take a picture of her? So it was kind of funny, and kind of it felt a little embarrassing. So I was just like, I'm gonna have to restart this whole take, which I did. It's always weird recording yourself when there's like people around you. Most of the time people aren't paying attention, but you'll always get that one or two person that might like look and be like, what the hell's that person doing? I wanted to record inside the Sound Exchange, but again, like I just didn't want to really draw attention to myself, so I didn't do it. I did take a picture. There was a cool Sherlock Holmes action figure. I was like, oh, that'd be really cool to have that, just kind of have sitting around the house. Sherlock Holmes is a classic character. But anyways, that's not how my day started. My day started with just me, as usual, waking up around 10:30. This time I just had a granola bar and milk for breakfast / lunch. Trying to cut down on like I said before, trying to cut down on the food that I'm eating. Trying to lose the weight. Get into Hugh Jackman shape. With that, but so I did that. Created the Facebook page for Randall TV. That's what I did. I guess they have a thing where you can do the tagging now. You can type in @ and then Randall has TV, and then my Randall TV Facebook page will come up. I posted the first 3 videos on there. I will be posting this video on there probably tomorrow. Why? Because I'm actually cutting, you may notice that this video is playing early. It's usually like 11:30 at night when I post the videos. The reason I'm posting the video early is because I actually have unexpected plans tonight. That's the great thing about Facebook. They'll let you know about events. Like, hey, reminder, here's an event. This is what's going on. I haven't told anybody that I'm going. I haven't clicked that I'm going. Kind of a surprise. My good friend Chuck Glass will be there. They are doing a benefit. I actually have it on the phone here. It's a very nice thing that they're doing, and I totally support it. A Cure for Colleen comedy benefit. It's at the Hidden Springs Ale Works, which is on Franklin Street. And I've driven in the area, but I don't recall. I'm not familiar with that place. I actually looked on Google Maps to see where they were at. And my biggest thing is when I drive in those areas, I hate looking for parking. I hate it. I want it to be simple. I want to go somewhere. There's parking right there. Boom. Park. Walk right over there. Life continues. I just want it to be that simple. I hate when things get frustrating. But anyways, it's a nice cause. It is a free show to benefit Colleen Hennessy with her battle against cancer. Donations are appreciated. I don't have a lot of money, so generally when I go to Chuck shows, usually shows are about like $10 on average, sometimes more. I'm happy to donate $10. I'll go there, you know, donate $10 towards the cause, and then obviously maybe buy a couple of drinks. I am crossing fingers for Applebee's tonight. The shows usually last until like 10 o'clock, and then Applebee's has their half price apps around 10:30. So, hoping, we go. If not, it's okay. No worries. I'm just happy to see Chuck and Pat Sheehan will be there. I don't know Pat that well, but I met him a few times. Nice guy. I know he's getting into acting, so I'd like to get into acting. I've always wanted to get into acting. The only reason I never pursued it was I never made it a priority. You always hear from friends or from people. I would ask them, "What do you think? What do you think?" And so when coworkers and some people are like, "Oh, I could see you doing that. I could see you doing this," and then sometimes your closest friends are like, "No, you'd suck. You're horrible. Don't do it." So thank you for the support. But no, I mean, if I was actively pursuing it, I'm sure they would still give me their support. They'd say, I don't see you accomplishing it, but, I support you. If that's what you want to do, go for it. So, like anything else in life, you have to learn. Very few actors didn't have to go to acting classes. They just, either they learned on the spot or, they had coaching right on spot. Like Johnny Depp, Tom Cruise, two actors that I really, really kind of look up to, and I admire their work and their talent. And they didn't go to acting school. I don't have a problem with going to acting school. I wouldn't mind trying it out. I'm all for new experiences. I have to learn everything, like auditioning, all that stuff. So Pat, I think, might know some of that stuff. So maybe I get to ask Pat. I get to ask him, like, hey, what are your experiences like? What do you recommend? What do you suggest? Obviously, it's difficult to act here in Florida because there's not as many jobs, because there's not incentives for, like The Rock has his show. God, what's the name of the show? It has to do with agents. I feel bad. I don't remember the show. But anyways, I hear it's a really good show. I haven't checked it out yet. It's been on HBO. He filmed the first 2 seasons in Miami because he's from Miami or lived in Miami, and he loves the city. He's all about supporting them, which is great. I really respect that. But unfortunately, now he had Ballers. That's the name of the show. It always comes back to me eventually. But yeah, now he's kind of now forced to move the show to Los Angeles to save money on the budget. Because every year, as the show progresses, everybody has to get a pay increase. The budget always increases on the show, essentially. But yeah, so that sucks. We lost Ballers. Bloodline was another show that we lost, and that was from Netflix. Live by Night is a movie that's coming out soon that Ben Affleck did, where parts of the film are, the story is set in Ybor, and instead of filming in Ybor, they rebuilt a replica of Ybor in Georgia and filmed in Georgia because it was cheaper, so that kind of sucks, That's just a little bit of information that I know, that I've heard when it comes to the film industry and television industry. These are things that I'm very much interested in, and hopefully one day, maybe I'll be doing it, and, maybe you'll see me on the screen. I'd love to be on a sitcom like Big Bang Theory, I love comedy, I love humor, I love sitcoms. And if I could be on a successful sitcom making $100,000 an episode, I mean, I'd be okay with $20,000 an episode. So I mean, the money would be great, the success would be great. We'll see. Crossing fingers. But anyways, so yeah, I created the Facebook page. Oh, and back to the show. But that's why I'm cutting the video early, because I'm going to that show. My goal tonight is to, when I get to the show, record a few videos. You'll get to see what Chuck looks like. Any other friends that are there, I'll be like, hey, introduce yourself. Welcome to Randall TV. And if Pat's there and I have time to speak with Pat, just ask him, his opinion, what his thoughts are, and any advice, and kind of just move on from there. He's not the only person that I know that's in the acting business here in Florida. There are a few numerous people that I can speak to. One day I'll have to speak to Joel Wynkoop, who he's great. He's been doing it for years. He's a veteran. Same thing with my buddy Ken Anthony. He works. He's always multitasking, always working hard, and he's appeared in numerous projects like small roles and local films. He's all in support of that. Very friendly guy. Loves the comic books. We always have fun talking to each other. Always great running into Ken Anthony. I should be spending more time with Ken Anthony, but again, he's busy, and then sometimes I get busy, and when our schedules just don't match. So yeah, that's my plan tonight. But back to what I did today. So I did the Facebook page. After the Facebook page, that's when I went out and drove to the Asian food market, which is out in St. Pete, Pinellas Park. That's where we went to, and that's where thankfully the Sound Exchange is in the same shopping mall plaza. So I was like, cool. I don't feel like walking around the Asian market bored out of my mind, looking at food that I'm probably not interested in eating. So I went there, and it's cool. They started to add comic books in there, so I bought a couple comic books. I will actually briefly show you what I got real quick. Let's see here. I love soundtracks, so I always go to like the soundtracks, see what like used CDs and stuff that they have. Let's see here. The number one thing I got was the Best of Mike Post. Mike Post did like I'm not that familiar with Mike Post. I'm assuming that he worked on the TV shows, he did the soundtracks, or these are just his takes and his versions of it. The reason I think they're his takes and versions of it is because Quantum Leap is on here. I heard his Quantum Leap track. No, that is not the Quantum Leap track. You can tell that was totally his. Main thing that pushed me to get this was the LA Law. I really loved the theme of LA Law. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a lawyer. So when you see like lawyer TV shows, and this probably has the best TV soundtrack opening music of any lawyer TV show made. Yes, that's right. Even better than Ally McBeal. Love Danny Elfman, so I came across this Men in Black 3. It's too good of a deal. $3. $3. I had to get this just because nostalgia. Teenage Ninja. I didn't even say it right. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. There's a couple songs on there I think I would like Tarzan Boy. I enjoyed that. Tarzan Boy remix. Turtle Power. I forget. Obviously not the best Ninja Turtles movie. The best one still was the first one. I don't know though. It's a really toss up between the first and the second one, because the second one had Super Shredder. Super Shredder was so cool, and Vanilla Ice was in it. The Go Ninja song. That's my favorite part. One of my favorite parts. I got this again also out of nostalgia. They're talking about releasing in Blu-ray a special edition of Super Mario Brothers. I had to get it. Again, there was like a couple songs in there. I thought to myself like, oh, that sounds cool. Like the Goombas featuring George Clinton, Walk the Dinosaur. I enjoyed that song when that movie came out. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. I Want You. That's in this. God, Mark Wahlberg played a part in didn't act in the movie, but somehow he's connected to Ninja Turtles. And then here are some of the comics that I got. This is like, I should be doing segments just on comic books alone, but that's going to be down the road, when I start picking up comic books regularly or going through my collection, because I'm down the road with Marco's help. My goal is to sell off some of my collection, trim down my collection. Like ultimately, the only books I really, really want to keep, like when you break down and think of all the comic books that you have, when you're a comic book collector, sometimes you get so into it, you're buying so many books because you want to read so many stories. But at the end of the day, like if you had to like get rid of most of your collection, you have to break it down and say, okay, well, what are the definite books that I have to keep? What are the definite ones that I need to keep? So I broke it down and I thought to myself, okay, well, my favorite characters are Superman and Green Lantern. and of course I love the Justice League. So I decided, like, once I go through all my comic books, um, I'm okay with getting rid of all of my Spider-Man books. I mean, there's one Spider-Man book in particular that I'm going to keep. That's the one that I have signed by Stan Lee, The Amazing Spider-Man number 50. No way in hell am I getting rid of that book. And when I die, I'm probably going to have that book buried with me. That will be one of the books. I had a fun conversation at work a long time ago, 4 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, that I want, like, if I'm rich and wealthy enough, that I will create a tomb, like, like pharaohs when they're buried with their belongings. I will have a tomb. It's going to be up north. I don't know, North Pole. I don't know. So up where it's snow, almost like the Fortress of Solitude. I'm going to have, like, my burial to be like the Fortress of Solitude. I'm just going to have, like, a nice big building, everything covered in ice or whatever. And then, like, just all the belongings that I cherish, that I really love. I'm like, nope, it's coming with me. If anybody wants it, they're gonna have to come all the way out there and rob my grave. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I picked this up just because the cover didn't look familiar to me. There is a chance that I already have this issue, but I love John Romita Jr. My favorite work that he did was his Spider-Man run with J. Michael Straczynski, who's also one of my favorite writers. But here we go. Jimmy Olsen try to protect Superman. I think that's pretty cool. I like that. It's like $1. This I don't recall ever seeing. This was part of the Justice League run. I took a hiatus. I took a hiatus. There you go. I'm speaking normal again. I took a hiatus from collecting comic books. It was one of the saddest moments in my life. But I needed to motivate myself. I was really heavy in debt, credit card debt. And I told myself that I would not buy comic books again. I would not collect comic books again until I got rid of my debt. So eventually I claimed bankruptcy. I cleared out my debt. So I was like, okay, cool. Now I can collect comic books again. But don't worry, I'm not in heavy debt like I used to be. I don't even buy comic books like I used to. I'd like to, but the truth is, as you get older, I'm at that age where I need to get serious about career. I need to get serious about health, everything. And my goal is to get my own house, have everything that I need and want, that I'm going to need for life, and also to have a good amount of money saved up in the bank for emergencies, because you never know, stuff happens. So, and it's been good because I'm learning a lot of that. I'm learning how to manage the mortgage of our house, my mom's house. So, but back to the comic book. So this is really cool. I like this cover. Got the Trinity in there. Sadly, this was written by Dwayne McDuffie, who passed away. He's worked on DC animated series. He's worked on comics. He created Ben 10. I'm sad. I'm sad that he's gone. That he passed away. Never got to meet him. I'll never get the opportunity for him to sign my book. I have a book where DC Comics learn how to write comic books from Denny O'Neil, and I'm going around finding all my favorite writers or writers that I respect and admire, and I'm having them all sign the book. So that way, when I go through the book and I read through it, it's a reminder, because I don't want to just do film and television. I love comic books. Comic books is a part of my life, will always be a part of my life, and I'd like to somehow make an impact on comics. I would love to be a part of it. I'd love to be a writer. Some of my favorite writers, like Mark Millar, Jeff Johns. If I can just take a little bit of both of those two writers, that's how I want to write comic books. I want them to be big. I want them to be awesome. I want them to be fun. I want them to make an impact. I want people to read my stories and say, this is awesome. I want more books like this. This is why I'm reading comic books. I've been inspired from previous writers and creators, and I want to do the same thing. I want to take that inspiration that they gave me, and I want to create that and bestow that onto somebody else. I want to create something that someone can look at and be like, wow, this is great. This is awesome. that's what I want to do. Shane Davis did the art in this book, which is cool. I didn't know that. These are some of the issues I've never read. Also, $1 left out. Now the best one, the one that I almost passed up on just because of the price. But when you break down the price and you think about it, you're like, it's a great deal. You better take it. And it is Archive Editions Superman Action Comics. It is Superman The Action Comics Archives Volume 1, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster are the creators of Superman. They are awesome. And anyways, books like these are normally brand new, $50. Brand new $50. What they do is they reprint the past issues. They put it in a nice glossy paper, and it's in color. And this one collects literally. So the first Action Comics, I don't know if people are aware of this or not. The first Action Comics was a collection of short stories. So the Superman is on the cover, and the story is inside the book, but there are also multiple stories. So the archives, what they're doing is they're collecting the Action Comic stories. So it shows on the inside, Action Comics number 1 up to page 9, Action Comics number 2 through 6 up to page 24, Action Comics number 7, page 27, and so on and so forth. It grows and grows and grows. Superman was so popular in Action Comics that essentially Superman became the main character of that book. I hope one day to own all of those issues. So far, I have a bunch of Action Comics. I have a few in the 200s, a few in the 300s, a few in the 400s. Well, more than a few in the 400s. I might have like 40 or 50 books from the 400s, and then it's possible I might have like 500 and up. Except when I took that hiatus, I stopped collecting books, so I do have Action Comics that I'm missing. So I hope to, as I'm going through my comic book collection, I hope to go through it and just do a breakdown of what I have, what's missing, and work on collecting what's missing. A lot of work. Thankfully, I'm still fairly young. So it'd be nice if I had the entire series by the time I'm like 60. That'd be really cool. Or before I'm 60, maybe I become rich and famous and I have millions of dollars and I'm buying up the rest of the books that I need. Won't take that much of an effort. But these are the cool things that I got today. So I'm back home now and just trying to, get this video prepped and ready. What time is it now? 5:13, yeah. So I'm just about done here because I need to start uploading this, which will probably take about an hour. I got to edit the video, then I got to load the video or save the video on the iPod, and then once I save the video on the iPod, transfer it to the computer, and then once it's transferred to the computer, then I have to upload it onto YouTube from the computer. So yeah, it takes about an hour of wait time to do that, and a little bit of work also. But anyways, if you're watching this, thanks for watching. I usually have that thing at the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Which I voice over every time that I do it. So I really need to make like a small video of that and then just tack on the video. I'll work on it. But alright, I will see you all tomorrow. Stay tuned for the videos of tonight's festivities. And hopefully you can see me introduce you to some of my friends and some of the people that I hang out with. Good night. Thanks for watching.